All right, welcome back. TTS today, part 2 of our frequently asked questions for back orders. Had to change into a sweatshirt. It snowed in New York today, April 2nd. April 1st, it would have been funny. Anyway, without any delay, let's get into back orders. So first, I have to do a receiver because I have 2 back orders out there. If you remember from the last episode, I showed you some reports, and now we have to go through and receive some inventory, which will allow us to create back orders. So in the inventory tab, inventory receipt, and I'm going to select my vendor. And a tracking number. So we will do TS today -1 April 2nd. And let's add our item. So for this example, let's do 3100. And about 1,000 of these guys. Add item. I'm going to stop here and we'll do the finish this receiver. So now in this example, I'm going to just use save. I'm not going to do the autofill yet. So I want to show you the difference between the two. So I'm going to click save. And we get an indication at the top that the save was successful. And now we're going to move on to the reports to generate for this particular order. But notice the first line here will give you a log entry, and it shows the last bunch that we've entered. So I'm actually going to copy. Good way to do it, just copy and paste, simple Control-C of the transaction number so I don't have to remember it. I'm going to go back to my additional reports. Now I'm going to enter that information into the transaction to orders. So I want to see what orders can be filled based on this transaction number. And I'm going to leave this selected, current back orders, because we chose the save option, not the autofill option. Click on transactions to order to generate the report. And what we have now is part number 3100 that we entered in. We ordered 100. Well, that's what's on the order. But it's order number 20159. So based on this code here, it generates this report. If there was more than one order for this particular part, it would show me that. And I get to choose because I'm doing the save again. So it's a manual process. So move this over to the side. Let's go back to the manage screen. And since I have the order number right here, I'm just going to type it in to filter it out. And there it shows up. So now we're going to follow the steps that we normally would follow to fill a back order. And in this case, we have 100 items. Now we're showing 1,000 on hand and 1,000 available. I need to unlock. Type in 100 to commit, hit tab, it automatically moves the selected amount over to the quantity to commit. So now it's like a regular order. At this point, I'm going to create a release. And it shows me what it's going to put on this release. Update release and order. Bring me back to the manage screen. In the next section, we're going to go over autofill and see how that works using the reports section. So I'll see you there. Okay, next up, let's do an autofill in the back order. So I have my vendor selected, type in my transaction number, add our item. So let's do DI or choose this one. And that's all we need. So instead of save, we're going to do save and autofill open orders, and what that will do is move to committed any order that can be filled, starting with the earliest date. So save and autofill. Do you want to autofill partial orders? We'll say yes. Brings us back to our manage screen. I want to go back to additional reports. Now we're going to select current pending releases. Since it committed items, now they will be considered a pending release. Generate a report. Now this report will show us everything that was filled based on that transaction number from that receiver. So no guesswork, not to do anything else. So according to this, we have two orders, 201006, 201003. Quantity 250, 500. All right. That to the side. Now we go back here. And a couple things we want to do is first open pending release, which it's already set at. I want to filter out just the one vendor so I can just type in code. And in this particular case, it actually shows, since I have no more orders pending release, it shows me the exact ones that I need to fill. So I don't have to do anything at this point other than one-click release. If there were more than the two that are showing on this report, I would have to manually click on the ones that I want to release. But in this case, they're already there. So I can click on check all, one-click release. Now that will be moved over to pending verification. So let's move that. And we're going to do TTS today. I'm filtering by these particular items. And one more step would be to print out my warehouse copy for the warehouse. And create PDF. And it will only include the releases that were filled. So let's look at this warehouse release. And there's order 2006 for the 250. And by the way, this 201003 is a release 2. So this had other releases on it, but it only filled what was necessary, and it only is printing out what is necessary. At this point, I can print these out. And I've just completed a simple receiver to an autofill. Very minimal clicks. And that's it. So stay tuned for the next in our frequently asked questions series, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.